Hey there. Welcome back to another episode of the Online Marketing Made Easy podcast. I'm your host, Amy Porterfield, and today we are switching things up. I recently did a Facebook Live called the 3 types of profitable digital courses that you can create and how to choose the best one for your business. Now, this Facebook Live was incredibly popular. And of course, I have a really cool freebie that goes along with it. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to put this one on my podcast just in case you missed it. So that's what we're going to talk about today. The 3 most profitable types of courses. If you've been thinking about creating an online course for a while, or maybe you're just starting to entertain the idea of adding a digital course to your business, then this, my friend, is the perfect episode for you. And the fun part, I'm going to tell you about some of my star students and the types of courses that they've created. And they're way different from each other. So that's really cool. So you'll see just how creative you can get with your digital course. And each of the students I talk about in my Facebook Live have had incredibly lucrative launches. So you can bet that the course type that they chose was very successful. Okay, I won't make you wait any longer. Let's go ahead and tune in. I'm so glad you all are here. Okay, so let's do this. And I like to have a little fun. So if you pay attention and I ask questions and you post in the comments, you might just win an Amazon gift card. I mean, why not have a little fun with it, right? If you're engaging, I'm going to reward you. We're going to be choosing winners throughout the entire little mini training I have for you here. But again, you're in the right place if you've been thinking about creating a digital course and you're just not sure what type of course to create and what would be profitable in your business, then you, my friend, are in the right place. So I'm going to switch back from slides and then being here with you on camera just so you can get the full experience. Good? Okay. So again, this is 3 types of profitable digital courses and how to choose the best one for your business. And I'm going to go through these 3 types of courses: the starter course, the spotlight course, and the signature course. Starter course, spotlight course, and the signature course. Now, here's what's cool about these courses. Each one can make you money. You can decide on any of the types of courses as long as your audience is ready to dive into that type of course. And we're going to talk about that. That course can be profitable in your business. And even if you're just starting out, you can create a more robust course, which is the signature course. We'll get there. Or you might decide, I just want to start out a little bit easier, which of course would be the starter course. So no matter where you are in your entrepreneurial journey, one of these types of courses is going to be a really good fit for you. What makes this little mini training extra special is that I'm going to give you examples from some of my star students to show you what they've done inside their courses just to spark a little creativity and get those ideas kind of going for you. Cool? Okay. So let's get back to it. I forgot to tell you, I do have a freebie in case you don't want to take notes, but you want to remember all of this. It's called the Course Creation Starter Kit. You can get it at amyporterfield.com/starter kit. So super easy, amyporterfield.com/starter kit. And I included the 3 types of courses in this freebie, but I also included how to name your course, which is really important. Like that's one of the first things you want to do, how to name your course. Once you have a name for your course, everything starts to get a whole lot easier. So you can check that out later. Just don't forget amyporterfield.com/starter kit. Okay. Here is the first type of course, the starter course. So a starter course is the jumping off point where you help your students get started in your area of expertise. Your training will give them just enough information and support to help them begin moving forward. So that's what the starter course is all about. And basically, think of it this way. You're going to help them kickstart their momentum. So with the starter course, you will help your students produce small but valuable results that can lead to bigger results if they keep going. So a starter kit or a starter course is a really great place to start if you just want to kind of get your feet wet with a digital course. You don't want to deliver the whole shebang, everything from start to finish, but you know you could teach how to get started in one area of expertise that you are very, very well versed in. This is a great way just to get going. typically people charge around $97 for a starter course. And it's exactly how I got started. So I started in my digital course career with a starter course. I've since created 8 digital courses in my business, but that was exactly how I got started. And I highly recommend it for my beginner students. So do this. Let me know in the comments. Let me know if, say, I have a course, I'm thinking about starting a course. I guess just those two. If you have a course, let me know. Or if you're thinking about starting a course in 2019, let me know in the comments. So I'm just going to wait till you get going. I know there's a little bit of a lag from what I'm saying and what you're hearing. So I'm not going to look in the comments just yet. But when I look in the comments, the first name I see who answers this question, either I have a course or I'm thinking about creating a course, the first person I see is going to get a $25 gift card to Amazon. Now I'm going to do this throughout the presentation just to make it more fun. If I call your name out, you need to DM my community manager, Angie Klein, and she'll be active below in the comments and just say, hey, I'm a winner, and give her your email address and she'll send you an Amazon gift card. Deal? Okay. Here we go. I'm going to look 1, 2, 3. Stephanie. Stephanie says, I just started filming my course right before jumping on here. Such good timing. Such good timing that you're also a winner of an Amazon gift card, Stephanie. So that's really cool. And I love that you're in the stage of recording your course. So good. So you've already chosen the type of course you're going to create. So good. So good. I love all these others though. I'm just going to call out some people that are saying, let's see here. Sabila is building her course. She's one of my students. Dina says, I'm in the middle of creating my course. Megan says, I want to do a course for my design clients, my business owners. Francis says, I'm thinking of starting a course in 2019. And Stacey says, I think I have a starter course I can offer. I have my signature course ready to go. Awesome. She's already jumping to the third type of course. We're not even there yet, but I love that you're already doing that. Okay, so let me tell you a quick story. First, let me give you the details. This is Melissa Norris, and Melissa is one of my star students. She created the course Home Canning with Confidence, and the price point was $97. So Melissa was a pharmacy tech with really long hours and a long commute. And she was actually raised in the homesteading lifestyle. And what she realized is, wait a second, I do canning all the time in my life. Like I can for my family. So this is a technique that I could actually teach to somebody else. So that's where she got her idea of doing a starter course just to help people do canning and just kind of get their feet wet with homesteading. So she said, some of my students start out not knowing how to grow or can anything, and now they're able to feed their families for a year on what they grow themselves. So how cool is that, right? Now here is what's even cooler about that. So she was a pharmacy tech, and she decided to do this canning program, this canning course, and she told herself, I'm not quitting my pharmacy tech job. And she really wanted out, like long commute, long hours, family at home. She wanted to work from home. So she said, I am not quitting my pharmacy tech job until I'm doubling my revenue with my digital courses and my online business. So she made a commitment, no quitting until I double that revenue. In 2 short years, she doubled her revenue, what she was making as a pharmacy tech. She quit her job and now she works full-time from home, creating digital courses, and she's gone on to create a membership site. Here's the coolest thing when you create a digital course. You start to learn what your audience wants. You start to really get to know them and what they need and where they're having challenges. Your first digital course opens up so many opportunities for what you might want to create next. And so she realized, I need a membership site. People will pay me on a monthly basis to know what I know about homesteading. And that's precisely what she's done. She's gone on to build an incredibly lucrative business, from a pharmacy tech to a course creator. Those are some of my favorite stories. So you might be wondering, okay, so what are some of the pros and cons of starting a starter course? Well, let me show you. First of all, some of the pros is that this is a great option if you're new to digital courses. You'll get your feet wet and you'll experience adding a digital course to your business without too much effort. They're a lot easier to create. And typically you'll offer a lower price point with your starter course, between $100 and $200. This makes it a no-brainer decision for your audience. So starter courses are some of my favorite ways to start out with digital courses. Now, here's one of the cons. A starter course may feel like a lot of effort for a small return. So this type of course may run the risk of giving too much away for a lower price point. But I always teach my students that you don't need to worry about giving too much away if you just teach the basics in a starter course, just to get their feet wet. So for Melissa, she said, if you want to start the homesteading lifestyle, one of the first things you want to learn how to do is canning. Once you start canning, you'll kind of get that bug that you want to do more. Like, what else is there? Can I grow my own vegetables? Can I start composting? What can I do? So there's so much more that you can do, but she just got their feet wet with the basics. That's the greatest way to ease into digital courses. So I feel like there's so many pros, and they definitely outweigh the con, that it might not be a big price point. However, if you start to sell, let's say if you start to sell 10 units a month at $100, well, what if you did that throughout the entire year? Like, just starting out really simple, that usually will take over some of the stuff you're doing in your business that you don't want to be doing. Now, you can definitely sell more than 10 units a month, but I'm just being very conservative what that might look like on a consistent basis inside of your business. Pretty cool, right? Okay, so let's see here. We've got the starter course. I want to bring you into the next type of course that you can create for your business. This one, I want you to tell me if this is something that you think you could do in your business. Like, if you have an idea for this next one. Are you ready? It's called the Spotlight course. And the Spotlight course takes a deeper dive into just one main area. So this type of course offers specific and detailed information and often uses a step-by-step framework that's valuable to your students. Now, with a Spotlight course, you will help your students produce very specific results in one area. So the laser focused approach, I got really specific there, is exactly what they are looking for. So I want you to think about this. Can you think of something that you can teach that is super laser focused? Let me give you an idea first, and then I want you to tell me if you have an idea of your own. This is one of my students, Kelly McHugh. And Kelly's course is Build Your Yoga Website with WordPress. Now, here's what you need to know. Kelly is a yoga teacher, and she helps other yoga instructors effectively share their message and build their communities. So with her WordPress course, Kelly puts a spotlight specifically on how to set up a successful yoga website that enables her students to build a prominent online presence. You can buy her signature and more robust program, The Profitable Yoga Teacher, but I love that Kelly offers yoga teachers this deeper dive option. So what's really cool about a Spotlight course is you can go into one area and teach everything you need about that one area, but then you can create bigger courses around a bigger topic if you want. But a Spotlight course is different from a signature course because typically it goes down deep into the layers of that one very specific topic. And because it does that, it's not a beginner, let's get started, but it's let's go deep into this topic. So with that, you can charge more. And that's what's really cool about a Spotlight course. You just take one area of your expertise and you go deep with it. So in order to have a little fun and give away an Amazon gift card, I want you to tell me if you have an idea for a Spotlight course, what might it be? So in the comments, if you think that you could create a Spotlight course, I'm just I want to get it out of you. I want you to get those ideas going. What might you create for a Spotlight course? What might that look like in your business? So I'm just going to give you a second because there's a little bit of a lag, and then I'm going to look over. And if I choose yours, if you're talking about a Spotlight course, I got to find one where you're talking about a Spotlight course, then you get a $25 gift card. And then I want to talk to you about some ideas around your course. Okay. So, Elizabeth says professional boundaries in healthcare. Elizabeth, you are our winner. So Elizabeth said, I could go for a Spotlight course, professional boundaries in healthcare. So that's perfect. It's not all about healthcare. It's not all about how to conduct yourself in all these different areas, but just the professional boundaries. And that is a perfect Spotlight course because she can go deep in that. And she could talk about strategies and tips and tricks and ideas and exercises around one core topic. So that typically helps people decide if I have a starter course, just getting your feet wet, just getting you started, or am I going to go deep into one area? Now, let me give you the pros and cons. So the pros for a spotlight course, it allows you to drill down and focus on one topic at a time when building your course. And since you won't be including all of your expertise at once, the spotlight course could lead to a series of courses. And you could charge more for a spotlight course versus a starter course. Usually around $200, $300, $400 for a spotlight course tends to be about the going rate. So spotlight courses are a fantastic way to show your expertise and be known for something. That's another thing. So way back in the day, I created a spotlight course around Facebook advertising. I used to just teach Facebook marketing, and I was known as a Facebook marketing expert. So I had a course about how to get started with Facebook marketing. It was called FB Influence way back in the day. That was my starter course, how to get started with Facebook. Then I created a spotlight course, which was how to use Facebook advertising. So it got really deep into one specific topic. It was more expensive. I think it was about $397 versus the $97 starter course. And then I learned that my audience really wanted a Facebook marketing plan. And that became my signature course, which is next. So let's get into that. So signature course. A signature course is your complete comprehensive system. It's the most in-depth of all three types of courses. A signature course is specific and detailed and includes the entire frameworks from start to finish, and it leads to a total transformation. So I always say it's the whole shebang. Now, I have a really fun student spotlight to tell you about as it relates to a signature course. So this is Lauren Messiah, and she has the course Personal Style University. And her price point is $997. So with her Personal Style University, Lauren walks you through her proven step-by-step system to help you find your personal style, detox your closet, and build a wardrobe that fits your goals and lifestyle. Now, Lauren has put the best of what she has learned as a stylist for A-list celebrities into one place, one course. So in her signature course, you're getting Lauren's years of experience in one complete system from start to finish. So the signature course is a great way to teach a more robust system or formula or roadmap from start to finish. So many of my students have created signature courses because one, they have a bigger price point, and two, you get to teach exactly what you know from the beginning until the end. And you can promise really big transformations. And so I love signature courses. I don't think you need to start there, but they're a great way to have a bigger price point so you can make money faster. And also you get your entire expertise all in one course. Now, I'm really big on baby steps. And so, like I told you, I started with a starter course. Then I went into a spotlight course. And then I created something called the Profit Lab. And that was how to create a marketing plan using Facebook marketing. And that was my $997 program. So I took baby steps into creating a signature course. Now, let me share something that's really cool with you. The first time I launched the Profit Lab, it was actually called the Facebook Marketing Profit Lab. I since changed the name of it as I got going, as I learned more about my audience and what they needed. But the first time I launched it, I made $30,000. I thought that, I had made it. Like $30,000, that's a lot of money. I remember my husband looking at me like, what the heck just happened? How the heck did you just do that? It was a really exciting day for me. But after I launched it, I thought, you know what? I can launch this again. So I launched it again. And then I launched it again. And over about 18 months, I launched it several times. I eventually put it on evergreen so that I could just launch it every single day and I didn't have to do a live launch. But when I launched it live, I went from $30,000 to the last time I launched it, $950,000 in one launch, which is about 14 days. $950,000. Why I'm telling you this is that when you find the course that's really working for you and you just continue to launch it, you're not creating something new, you're not adding this or adding that, you're just staying with what's working. If you launch it several times, you get better and better. And so launching it to $950,000 in one launch, that's life-changing. You don't need a bunch of digital courses to be successful in your online business. One course could actually get you to $1 million. So I just want to tell you that because I believe as entrepreneurs, we try to do way too much, too many spinning plates in the air. We stretch ourselves so thin that we get totally burned out from the businesses that we created. I believe that if you create a digital course in your business and you continue to launch it, whether it's live or evergreen, you can have consistent revenue so that you're not feeling pulled in a million directions. So I just hope that you really, if you've never created a digital course, stick with me because that is definitely my expertise. And I really hope you give yourself the opportunity to explore what a digital course might look like in your business. Now, when I talked about Lauren, I got to tell you something really cool about her. She actually teaches other stylists how to be stylists as well. And some of the people she's taught are actually on tour with Beyonce. And one of them is Beyonce's personal stylist. Lauren taught them, and now they're working with Beyonce. Now, I don't know who else would ever have a success story like that, but I wanted to bring it up because one, the cool factor is just too high, right? But number two, you could change lives with your digital courses. Right now, you might be working one-on-one with people, but imagine what you could do if you worked one to many, how many people you could reach, how many lives you could change. Pretty amazing, right? So just something to keep in mind. Now, I want to give you some pros and cons of a signature course. I think there are lots of pros. One, because this is your premium content, you get to charge more. You can charge way more than $1,000 if you feel your course is worth it. Also, a signature course can be a direct replacement for your one-on-one consulting. And this type of course establishes your authority and can launch you into another game-changing level as an entrepreneur. It's genuinely life-changing to have a digital course in your business that works for you over and over again. Now, the con is that a signature course takes the most effort of all course types. And at times it feels riskier because it's a big project to tackle. So you might not want to go so big so quickly, but it is something to aspire to for sure. So here's my question. If I gave you these 3 courses again, a starter course, a spotlight course, and a signature course, I want you to jump into the comments right now and tell me which one do you think fits where you are right now and what your audience would really want from you. So just type in starter course or spotlight course or signature course. And you can bet I'm going to choose a few winners for a $25 gift card to Amazon just to get a little something if you're thinking about something on Amazon that you've had your eye on. So what is it going to be? If you created a digital course, do you think you would do a starter course, a spotlight course, or a signature course? So just put it in the comments and I'm going to look over in just a minute. But before I do, if you're like, Amy, I don't know. I'm not sure what I want to do. My question is, who is your ideal customer avatar? Who is it that you're marketing to? I know this is a loaded question and some people don't know just yet. Don't beat yourself up. That's okay. But if you do know, where is she or he in her journey right now? So where is her biggest pain point or challenge? Or what is her desire? What does she want? So the more you know your ideal customer avatar, the more you can decide if you should start with a starter course or maybe a spotlight course, or if you want to do a signature course. So you definitely have options. And I was thinking today, I was helping one of my students with a question she had, and I have a private Facebook group for my students. And she created a course to teach you how to do wine and cheese pairing. And I absolutely love this course, and she's doing really well. She's literally launching it for like the second or third time right now. And I love that she's created this course because you don't have to create a course all around like a pain point or a challenge. I do, like my courses that I create, my students are struggling to make money online. They're frustrated because their online business isn't working. They feel like they don't have what it takes to make it online and they don't know where to start. They have a lot of challenges and pains around getting an online business to be profitable. So that's one way to look at your audience and say, where are your pains and how can I help you? But my other student who has the wine and cheese pairing, she looked at their desire. Like, what do you want? Do you want to be able to go to a party and right away, you know, the perfect wine with that cheese and it's just kind of a conversation starter? Or when you go to a restaurant, you don't feel uncomfortable when they bring over the wine list or when they bring over the wine and you know how they pour it and they want you to sample it. I hate when that happens. I always get so nervous. Like, what am I supposed to do here? here. Like she teaches you how to kind of hold your own in those situations and then how to have a delicious spread with your wine and cheese. I mean, I'm a wine and cheese girl. So anytime if you're going to give me a cheat meal, bring on the wine and cheese. So I definitely feel that that is like my thing. However, getting back to staying away from me just talking about wine and cheese, getting back to the idea that you might just be fulfilling a desire with your course. And that is valid for a really good course as well. So just wanted to kind of put that out there. Okay, so I'm going to back up because I know a lot of you have been doing, I'm kind of backing up the comments, shuffling them around. I'm going to choose a few right now. Okay, so Allison Benson says, starter course for me to begin with, but who knows after that? I like that she's forward thinking like that. She's like, bring it on. Digital courses can change your business and your life. I am living proof of that. If you've never seen one of my Facebook Lives before and you have no idea who I am, you can definitely check out my podcast. It's called Online Marketing Made Easy on iTunes. And so just to give you a quick little background, I've been creating digital courses since my days at Tony Robbins. So I was the content development director at Tony Robbins for 6.5 years. And I learned how to create courses while I was there. And then I went out on my own. And since then I've created 8 blockbuster digital courses and have built a multi-million-dollar business online. Now I teach people how to create courses and launch them with webinars. I started with, just like Allison, a starter course. And now I create signature courses that are more expensive, but also help for total transformations. So I just wanted to give you a quick little who am I and why am I teaching this kind of thing? But Allison, you are a winner. So I want you to DM my community manager, Angie Klein. She's in the comments below, and give her the email address so we can send you an Amazon gift card. Okay. So let me just kind of move on down. Katie says, I'm going to create a signature course. And she put it in all caps, like she is serious about this. And I love it. Starting with the signature course, you can definitely do that. You don't have to start with the starter course or spotlight course. If you can get someone a total transformation from start to finish, by all means, look into a signature course. I mean, look at what Lauren Messiah has been able to do. And when I tell you stories about my students, Melissa with her canning course, and Kelly with her website yoga course, and Lauren with her personal style course. These are people, I only tell stories about people that have launched their courses and have seen such great success. We're talking $250,000, $300,000 launches or more. And just the other day, I wish I had it with me right here. It's on my desk in the other room. But Lauren sent me a card and she said, Amy, you have helped me build $1 million business by creating digital courses. And she said that she had sent me, she has a style book, like how to choose your personal style. It's an actual physical product she now sells. And what's really cool about that, oh, I'm so glad I brought this up. When you create a digital course in your business and you're having revenue come in on your with your digital course, you get to then decide what you're going to work on and what you're not going to work on. And so now that Lauren has a $1 million plus business, she started to think, what else do I want to do? And she wanted to create a physical planner that actually helps you decide on your style. And it's gorgeous. I wish I had it with me right now. I'll put it on my Instagram later, but it's so good. And she said, this is something I wanted to do forever. When you have money coming in with your digital course, now you get to think about, what do I want to do and what do I not want to do? So I have a freebie for you and I want you to grab it, amyporterfield.com/starter kit, amyporterfield.com/starter kit, or there's a link in the description of where I'm recording this video right now. There's a little bit.ly link. Just click on that if you want to get this freebie in Messenger on Facebook. So that's the easiest way. Just click on that link in the description and it will open up Facebook Messenger and it will give you this freebie right away. Or if you just want to go to amyporterfield.com/starter kit, you could do that as well. Now, what's cool about this is inside the starter kit, it's all about getting started with creating your course. One of the things in here is I'm going to walk you through an exercise to decide what are you going to not do in your business once you're making money with your digital course. What are you going to stop saying yes to because you do not want to do it anymore? You're just frustrated. You're done with it. Like I'm going to give you mine. Many of you that are my students, and I love you guys. I see you in the comments there. Thank you for your support. But my students know this, but if you're new to me, you won't know this. When I left Tony Robbins, I started a consulting business for social media because I didn't know how to create digital courses on my own just yet. Like I had never done it alone. I had only done it on a team inside of Robbins. And so I thought, holy cow, I can't do this. I'm too scared. So I started a consulting business and started doing social media for small businesses. And I absolutely hated it. I started an online business for 2 years that I hated. I don't like doing one-on-one work. And now in my business, 90% of my revenue comes from the revenue of my digital courses. I don't do coaching or one-on-one support or client work or anything like that. I don't do service-based work. I just sell digital courses. And so when I started this consulting business, I realized I am terrible at one-on-one work. I struggle with boundaries, meaning I like to say yes to make my clients happy. And then I end up with a laundry list of things I have to do that I will never get done on time. Like it was just crazy. And I am an introvert to my core. I like to do my work alone. I like the quiet time. And so creating digital courses is an opportunity where you get to sit down and you get to create. And if you're an introvert, you probably love it even more so than anyone else because you've got a lot of that time alone as you create your course. And so I didn't like the client work. So after 2 years of building an online business that I did not love, I shut it down. And that's when I started creating digital courses. I've never looked back. My life has never been the same. I can't imagine where I'd be if I didn't have digital courses in my business. So I just wanted to put that out there that you get to say no to the things that right now you're not loving. So let's do something kind of fun. If you want to be transparent and vulnerable with me, it's just us, just for a minute. In the comments, what's one thing that you'd stop doing if you were making money from digital courses? I was only going to choose 4 winners on this entire live. And Angie's probably like, whoa, we've got our winners, but I'm going to do a few more because this is a good question. So in the comments, what's one thing that you would stop doing? And I want you, just so I could find them, write the word stop and then tell me what you'd stop doing. So I'm going to look for the stops. Like, what would you stop doing in your business? Or if you have a side, like if you have a part-time job or a full-time job, maybe that's what you'd stop doing. What would you stop doing if you were making consistent revenue with a digital course? Meaning you were launching it and money was coming in and it was definitely keeping you on goal for your 2019 goals. Like what would you stop doing? This is the question that I think changes everything. Because when you get really clear about what you're doing in your business that you don't absolutely love, then let's change it. The beauty of having an online business is that you get to pivot and move around and change things, not chase the next shiny object. I never do that. That's one thing that I do not do. Oh, let's do this. Let's do that. Let's work on that. I create my digital courses and I stay in my lane and I teach what I know. But one thing that's really cool is if I want to expand on what I'm teaching, that I definitely think is the beauty of having a online business, because I used to only teach Facebook marketing in my digital courses. Now I no longer do that. And I only teach course creation and launching your digital course with webinars and how to put together a launch and how to sell online. Like that's my specialty. So I really stay in my lane, but I needed to pivot to make sure I found my perfect spot. And I invite you to do the same. If you don't like the business you created, don't go into another year of continuing to build a business you don't love. So incredibly important. Okay, so let's do it. What are you going to stop doing? Hold on. Oh my gosh, so many comments. You guys, thank you for participating. It gets a little lonely over here when you're doing a live and you're like, are they listening? Are they here? And you are. So thank you so very, very much. Let's see here. Janice, you're a winner because I chose yours first. Janice says, I'm going to stop doing everything myself and hire a team. Yes. So Janice says, when I start making money with my digital course, I'm going to stop doing it all myself and I'm going to hire a team. I love that. I teach my students to start with a virtual assistant. Start there. I started my first virtual assistant. This was almost 10, or probably 9 years ago, actually. 9 years ago, she was 5 hours a week because I was terrified that 1, I couldn't afford more, and 2, I wouldn't know what the heck to even give her. Her name was Rebecca. I love you, Rebecca. If you happen to be watching this, it feels like a lifetime ago. She was 5 hours a week to start out with. baby steps. If you like to ease into things, then, and if you're new to me, I think you'll like me. I think you'll like my teaching style because I'm all about, you don't need to take a huge leap. You don't need to quit your full-time job today. You don't need to change everything overnight. But if you're consistent with the baby steps, holy cow, they add up so quickly, so quickly. Okay. Here's another winner. Rachel says, stop my teaching job at the university. She said, I would stop right now. I won't say her last name in case she needs to keep that private. But she's saying, I've got a full-time job. I would, or maybe it's not full-time, but she's teaching at the university. She's like, I'm out. Peace. See you later. Like there are things, and it's okay. It's okay if you're doing stuff right now that you don't want to be doing. That's what fuels you. That's what takes you to the next place. I think it's so important that you get really clear with yourself. What are you going to stop doing? What's not working for you? Like for me, the client work, not working for me. I did not love it. Here's another thing I stopped doing when I started to make consistent revenue in my business. This one, you might be like, oh, that's not me. But to each their own. I stopped traveling to speak at conferences or to speak for small groups. And I got paid to do that. Sometimes $10,000, $15,000 a speaking gig. This was a while ago. And I would get paid to speak. And I started saying no to all of it because I don't like to travel for business. Now, this is just me. And that's the beauty of creating a digital course business. You get to just be yourself and you get to say, I know other people would love to speak on stage and they love to travel for business. The thing is, when I worked at Tony Robbins, 6 years of traveling all over the world was amazing. I went to Australia and the Philippines and the UK and Fiji. I mean, I traveled everywhere working on the content that Tony would do on stage and in his digital products. And it was awesome. But then I got married. And then I never saw my sweet husband, Hobie. For the first year of marriage, I was on the road probably every other week, like gone for a long time. We never saw each other my first year of marriage. And so I realized this isn't the lifestyle that I want. I've got to switch this up. So I, for many years, did not travel for business. I said no thank you to every speaking paid gig that came my way. Now that my business is more established, it's easier, like my courses are created, I'm making money every single day with my digital courses. Once in a while, if something piques my interest, I'll say yes to speaking on stage. So I'm going to do a little bit of speaking in 2019 because I'm excited to do so. That's all that matters. If you're lit up to do it, if it excites you, then it's a total yes. But if it's not a total yes, then it's a hell no. Don't do it if it doesn't light you up. Now, the honest thing here is not everyone can just say no because it doesn't light them up. I'm saying create a digital course in your business to bring in consistent revenue so that you can say no to the stuff that doesn't light you up. That's what's most important. That's what I wanted you to hear from me. So valuable. Okay, so let's see here. I want to choose a few more winners. So what would you stop doing? That's the biggest question. What would you stop doing if you were making money with your digital course? All right, so here's one. Annie says she loves that. OMG, if it's not a total yes, then it's a hell no, right? Like that is how it is. Laura says, stop renting and buy my own home. Amen. I love that. That is a awesome, lofty, like not lofty, really solid goal. I love it, but it's a big one. No more renting. She's going to buy her home. That's the thing. When you don't need to just stop doing stuff in your business when you're making money with your digital course, you can also start living a different way, like be a homeowner instead of a home renter. Like your lifestyle can change. I typically don't talk about the fact that when you have an online business, you could, go to Mexico, drink margaritas and type on your computer on the beach and make money while you sleep. Although that actually can happen, it feels very far off for most of us. Like you're like, sure, Amy, right now it's like 30 degrees where I live and I'm in a cubicle and I've got this dream to create an online business, but I got to get all this work done before I can go home at 5. Like I get it. Some of you are in a place that feels so far from margaritas on the beach in Mexico, typing away in your online business. So let's take baby steps and think, okay, one thing I need to do is I need to create a digital course. It's important that I have an asset in my business that can make me money over and over again. You can create a digital course on the side, even while you have a full-time job. Definitely, you can do that. And the place you get started is to start figuring out what type of course you're going to create. I love the idea of naming your course. So just kind of putting it out into the world. I'm big on like, let's manifest this. Let's make it happen. I'm a little bit strategy and a little bit manifestation. Like, let's do a little bit of both. And so if you choose your course name, it's almost like you make it so. I've got this great resource that will help you choose your course name. Also, will help you drill down on the type of course you want to create. Go to amyporterfield.com/starter kit, amyporterfield.com/starter kit. And there's also a link in the description. You can click that link and get the starter kit in Facebook Messenger. It happens a little faster if you do it that way. So you can definitely go into Messenger or click the link in my description. It will open up Messenger for you and you can just grab my PDF right there. But this is a brand new free guide that I created, and it's all about just kickstarting your course creation. So if you're serious about this, if you want to say no to some things in your business that are not lighting you up, by all means, make sure you grab this freebie and download it and get started, because it is definitely the way to go if you've been thinking about getting your course up and running right away. Okay. So let's do this. I'm going to wrap up. You already know the 3 types of courses. You've got the starter course and the spotlight course and the signature course. And I want you to think about what type of course would you create in your business. I think the easiest place to start is with the starter course, but heck, you might have a great idea for a signature course. You definitely can make more money if you start out right away with the signature course. Now, you might be thinking, all right, Amy, I want to create a digital course. One, I don't know where to start. Well, you do. Go to amyporterfield.com/starter kit. That's where you start. But the second thing is you might think, I don't have an email list or I don't have an audience yet. Well, that's something that I definitely talk to my students about. And in January, I'll be releasing a brand new program called Digital Course Academy. And that's where we start. Let's grow your email list before we actually launch your course. You can be growing your email list and growing your audience on social media while you're creating your course. And that's exactly what I teach inside my courses. I'll talk more about that in January. In the meantime, let's just dream a little. Let's just start thinking about what you might create. Starter course, spotlight course, or signature course. Think about those little stories that I told you about my star students. Maybe they can spark some inspiration. And then from there, definitely think about, what would you name this course? If you give it a name, you put it out in the universe, you make it so, and things just magically start to move forward. Coming from a strategy kind of girl, when I say things magically start to move forward, believe me, it truly does happen. I like to get things in motion, and that's precisely why I created the starter kit for you. All right, guys, thank you so very, very much for being here. I cannot wait to see you again soon. Until then, make sure to grab the freebie. I'll talk to you soon.